Welcome to Wonderful Wednesday. This is my dog Tilly, and I'm here to tell you today's video is going to be a little different than the normal take, right Tilly? Thank you. Today, instead of doing a craft, I'm going to go around my house and show you all the different treasure bargain hunts, garbage picked finds that I have and what I've done to them and where they are in my house, because the majority of my house is decorated with treasures. Not all of it, but a lot of it. So I hope you enjoy this little video. Maybe it will inspire you to go treasure hunting, thank you Tilly, and looking for some bargain pieces that will fit into your decor. Okay, this is just a treasure for my kitchen. It's a little blue shelf. You find them all over at flea markets. And I only had to paint this one. Another treasure, this antique metal bread box that is just a super cool design. I've never seen another one like it. The only thing I did to this was, of course, change out the knobs. I've been asked by quite a few people if I'll sell it, and answer is no thank you. This long item here that has the little succulent teardrop planters hanging from it, I'm going to walk up and give you a different angle so you can see, because it's hanging sideways. There's a handle on it. It's really hard to tell. There you go. There's a handle on this. Looks kind of like a long ironing board. But what it in fact is a very old household item. This is a bedspread wrinkle getter outer. So back in the day, you would hang on to it by the handle, have the flat part down on top of your bedspread, kind of holding it like an iron, and that way you could reach and do big fanning, sweeping motions across your bed to get all the wrinkles out. I just tied 3 little teardrop planters from it, and it makes a unique conversation piece. Everybody who comes in and sees it the first time wants to know what it is. Okay, now we're looking down my hallway, which goes into my kitchen, you can see. But what I want to show you are these corbels. So I've, over the past 24 years, done whatever I could to give it character. And so I put these really awesome, these are brass. Look real close to them. Right here, stuck them in the corners of my entryway. Okay, right now you're seeing the very top corner and my ceiling of my kitchen. But I stuck those in the corner of the doorway just to give it some pizzazz. Here's another treasure. Little antique settee. Bought at a resale shop. All I did was recover the seat. It's a big antique frame. And I strung a vintage picture in the center of it. So I left the antique frame just as it was. Chips, dings. This is the little, let me get away from the window. That's the little vintage picture. Of course, I just tied the ribbon and bows, and I strung it between this old thing, but this is what I mean. I left all of the charm on the big old frame. It was an odd shaped frame. I couldn't figure out what to put in it. So this is what went in it. Okay, this sits in the little nook by my stairs, also in my entryway. This is a very old icebox. I acquired it at a steal of a deal. It was one of those things I bought, had no clue what I was going to do with it, but it was too good to not buy. Again, in my entryway, I have another little odd nookie cove. You do see down in the right-hand corner my dog's tennis ball. But this piece I bought at Habitat for Humanity, I believe. And on the ends where the top sticks out a little more, these ends, that end and that end, are drop leaf. And I just use it as a little place to put all my family pictures in the entryway. Now we're in my living room, and you've seen this stand because I did an acrylic pour on it and did a video, but this is just where it sits now. And then directly above it on the wall, I made this big piece. This is the treasure part of it, was the barnwood that I got from a friend who bought property that had a great big old barn, and we went out and scavenged for some of the best pieces. Over here you see a shelf made of barnwood. I didn't make this, would have been very easy to make, but I snatched it up at the Goodwill one day. I thought it was really cool. Okay, sitting between two pieces of my furniture, I have, the lamp obviously is new, but I have this cute little round, they often are referred to as drum tables, and they're really hard to find without either one of these pedestal feet missing, or they almost always have one that is cracked. Now, this is what I did to the top of mine because the surface of the top was really not in great condition. I whitewashed with a kind of a cream colored paint. The streakiness, I wanted that effect. And then I went back through with a tan, or more like a taupe, and just on half of the table, as you can see there, I just did a little random paisley design. Alright, I'm going to do kind of a pan because I've got three things in a row. Obviously, the entertainment center was a dresser. Painted the top, the three middle drawers. These two sides they look like two drawers, but they are one big door that opens, and they had shelves inside. We took the shelves out, drilled holes in the back so that we could run all of our electronic equipment through it. This super cute little vintage chair with a floral design, I think I bought for $4. Probably at the Habitat, but I can't remember. This is not considered a drum table, but it is another round table. This is on, I think this one's on metal, yeah, this one's on metal wheels. And you see these a lot too. It's got the leather inlay on the top, which was actually in remarkable condition. I did polish the leather. Other than that, I didn't do a thing to it. Okay, obviously the lamp is not new, but here is another one of those leather top end tables. I just showed you one in round. This one's got extra special detail. Again, leather was pretty good condition. There's a little booger there, but that doesn't bother me in the least. What I loved most about this piece was the detailing on the doors. The fabric you see behind the metal detailing of these circular inlets, I put in because I didn't want to be able to look into the cabinet and see all the junk that we threw in there. So I lined them. Here's a closer look at the doors, original handles, and this too is on metal wheels. I'm going to open it. Don't be scared, I don't know what's in there. Oh, not too much, but it opens, and there you can see I just super quick staple gunned some fabric up to the back of it so you couldn't see behind it. Okay, last but not least is a little drop leaf table I got. It is coffee table height, a little wider than a normal coffee table, and especially wider if you open up both leaves. I only have one leaf open right now just to show you. The tray and candle and home are not vintage, but this flower was a sweet find. I found it at the Goodwill. It was all in pieces in a Ziploc bag marked. I found this at the Goodwill, all in pieces in a Ziploc bag marked not broken. And I had no clue what it was, but I have an eye for things that I happen to know are something cool, so I bought it. I think it was less than $5. Brought it home, started playing with it, researched it on the internet. Let me show you. Oops. Each of these petals comes off. upon research of this sweet little flower, which I didn't care what it was, I just knew it would be a cute little decorative piece. I found out this is a very old cocktail ashtray. Someone, a server of some nature, would walk around, because back in the day everybody smoked. It was very sophisticated to smoke, women and men. And so you would be at a cocktail party and the butler or maid would walk up to you, extend this flower to you. You would take a petal off and use it as your own personal ashtray throughout the night. So you would take your own petal, carry it around with you as your own ashtray, and if you can see how that divot is, that is where you would lay the cigarette, of course ash end heading in here. So you never know what you're going to find. That's what it looks like. Those are the little feet underneath it when you take all the leaves off. How awesome is that? Now we're in my bedroom. I bought this, I'm not going to call it antique. It is kind of retro. I'm not sure of the era. I bought this big dresser at Habitat for Humanity. Oh no, take that back. I bought it at Goodwill. And I stenciled on the top 6 drawers, dandelions. Here's the bottom 2 drawers. It had really cute design. And this is, let me get close. This is scrapbook paper. And I Mod Podged it over the bottom 4 drawers just to add a little something else. I left this alone because that's pretty cool. Now we're at my dining room table. It has 2 leaves in it. When I bought it, it was white and black. I painted the top brown. 2 curly, scrolly legs that I painted cream. I'll move a chair out of the way, which has a cat on it. This isn't that the cutest dang thing? And it's huge. It seats 6 people. 2 leaves. I paid $6.99 for this table and redid it myself. And if you want to know how I redid it, it's all spray paint. It didn't come with chairs. And as you can see, oops. And as you can see, I now have kind of cool chairs with cutouts, and I'm going to show you the chairs. In the corner, that's my only modern thing. That's my Roomba. That's where he hides. God love the Roomba. Here are my chairs. My mom actually found these chairs at a estate sale for me. 6 oak chairs. All I had to do is sand and restain, and then obviously I recovered the seats. These chairs were in really great condition. I sanded and restained just to cover up the scratches. And recovered the seats. I have a set. I'll show you these real quick just because they're special to me. All made by my grandma. And I strung them all, tacked them all together. You can't, and I made a whole table runner. And actually, I'm going to show you Grammy just a second. She was one of my favorite ladies in the whole world. That's my grandma. Her name was Myrnis Evelyn. And this is when she was probably in her 20s. This is not necessarily old, but this was free to me. This is a fake fireplace. When it was given to me, it was all white, and the tile around it was all white. It was used as a display in a store. So I painted it. I did some sponge stuff on the white tile. Shock and dismay, I bought another chair. Did absolutely nothing to it. Cute. How could I find something that coordinated with my new wall color so well? It's called the Luck of Treasure. So that's this cute little chair. It was already redone like this, so I left it alone. And then, ta-da, another drum table. And it was already redone with this kind of olive green, dark wash, streaky thing. This one has a pretty ornate base. No cracks in the legs, which is unusual. And again, the same brass claw feet. There's a lion's head. This little tiny china buffet. Again, it was one I spent a little more money for, but I needed it to be small to fit my space. It did the trick. It's got some unique wood and wood inlays. These are the original handles. And all I did was I painted the shelves a blue to kind of pick up on the blue of my wall. And if you can tell, the fabric that I lined the back of the cabinet with is the same fabric that I put on my chairs. Well, I hope you enjoyed the tour of all the different things I have fixed up and used around my house. This is Tucker, and Tucker and Tilly are done following me around with the camera, wondering what I've been doing all day, why I keep shushing them out of the way, so they needed to have their 5 seconds of fame. So, enjoy. Hopefully I've inspired you. Have a wonderful Wednesday and stay warm if you're in a state that is experiencing the polar vortex. Can you say bye? Can you say bye? No, don't kiss me. Say bye-bye. Say